and later today, we will have a champion as we check the Sunday leaderboard. The leader is the Canadian Corey Connors. He's at an even 20 under. Meanwhile, our featured golfer here, well back on the scoreboard and just looking to go out and make some birdies. That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well. This is where club selection is so important. Second shot into that stiff breeze. substantial movement on this putt right to left, and it's from distance, so this one not just about speed, but line as well. Yeah, that's good pace. Just a little offline, but not too bad from that far away. Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And she'll remain at 9 under. Now at the second here at Lighthouse Point, Frank, this is some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit. But such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
Well, he played it safe, but that's okay there on the front part of the green. This one's going to need to carry some pace with it. A long one for birdie. Back up the slope. Yeah, that's really well done. From that distance, you'll take it every time. Good putt there. It's in for par here at the second. And her score is going to stay right where it is. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs. And this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in two. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
was a beautiful golf swing right there. Everything working in harmony, and a great result in the fairway.
Normally they stick a tee in one end and a flag in the other. You're advanced away. But that second shot on this par 5, that completely took the green out of play. Airmail. That is a big mistake.
"12 feet still to go." That is well judged. Straight into the cup. It's a birdie here at number 3. And she's into double figures now at 10 under par. Frank, as we stand here at the 4th and look out, no mistaking where we're at. I know I'm having some lobster for dinner tonight.
Or some clam chowder. The best comes from this area. Well, actually, for the ocean, though, anything that strays a little left off this tee will find that ocean. And believe me, there's been more than one ball hit down there. Generous fairway, that's really the goal, in the tiniest of green. If you find the green, you're going to have a birdie putt. Very short one indeed.
I'll tell you what, that swing absolutely perfect, and a good result as well.
In golf, you know, you've heard the term mulligan. You'd love that, a do-over there, wouldn't you? I mean, that's just, that's very poor from that range.
Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
That one finished off. It is a bogey here at 4. And that's going to move her down to 9 under par. Now at the 5th hole, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
Well, it's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security here, Rich. No fairway bunkers, just sort of think you would blaze away. But really, you've got to find the fairway here. Very small green and well protected by that bunker short and right of this green. So if you miss the fairway, this hole becomes very difficult indeed quite quickly.
Maybe some frustrations taken out there after that last hole. That was a big swing, and it is going to be a big result. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
134 yards left to the flagstick today. Wind coming from behind, so you'll need to be careful where you land it.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss it the middle of the club by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%. That's right, 10%.
This one is looking good. Could it be? Oh, never a doubt. That one was tracking the entire way. It is in for a spectacular birdie. And with it, she'll get a stroke back. Now at the 6th hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep, so really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up.
Yeah, that one came in a little hot. It's safely on, but it'll be a long look coming up. Look here at birdie.
Yeah, this is pretty much as straightforward as you could ask for from this distance. Start it online. It's got a good chance of finding the cup.
Yeah, that's a pretty good putt. Just a little bit off the mark. Safely in for par here at the 6th. And she's going to hold on at -10. Now to the 7th hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
There's so many decisions to be made here at 7. If you look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie.
Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. So after the big drive, this, a short approach to the par 4. Okay, on the putting surface, but work to do from there. Pretty big left to righter here for birdie.
Yeah, completely forgot to hit it.
From about 8 feet. Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And her score's going to stay right where it is. Now another par 3. We're at the 8th. Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage.
Okay, that'll come to rest on the front portion of the green, and now a fairly long look coming up for birdie. This one's going to need to carry some pace with it. A long one for birdie. Back up the slope. And that will come up well short, not gauged well at all. That one finished off. It's a bogey here at number 8. And that will not help the cause. We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
That might have been okay if it stayed in that thinner rough, but I think this popped into that deeper area.
And for a short little shot, the heavy rough certainly makes things more difficult because the rough gets between the club face and the ball. But not bad, all things considered.
Nothing to it. Well done. It's a birdie here at the 9th, and that will mean it's a 34 on the front side, 1 under par. Frank, you think about the great designers, Pete Dye, Alistair McKenzie, and Christian Brand is certainly in that conversation. They like to play mind games with you, and you're playing with people's heads when you look at that number on the card versus the 10th hole.
Yeah, 10th hole, which is par 4, plays a lot longer than 11, but this is it's a very clever hole. It's called what we call a tweener. It's in between a 4 and a 5, so if you walk away with here with 5, you feel like you've lost something. Walk away with 4, you feel like you've gained something. So the great par 5s are often reachable. 11, that's one of them.
And this one's only 530 yards as a par 5, and remember 10 was a par 4 at 592. Early part of this second 9, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. We turn to Notavague the third for this look at birdie.
And this is a putt you should make 7 out of 10 times. Looks to be dead straight, nothing to push it offline.
That one just gonna sneak on by. So that's in for par to start this backside. And her score is going to stay right where it is. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards. And more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club, or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
And the second shot now. This from 170 yards.
It is one of the more satisfying shots in golf, isn't it? Downwind to a par 5 the second, you knock it on. Chance for eagle.
Certainly shortens up the par 5, that wind at your back, Rich, but you can just surf the wind. Just leave that ball carry and just sail towards the green.
Oh, yeah, that's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3. Superb. #12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage. That hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
That's in for a bogey 5. And it's going to drop her down to 11 under par. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the 2 fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards.
Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're going to see. Now, from better than 300 yards out, a second to the par 5. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
That's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's 2 good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. You betcha, what a roll there. That is in for a birdie. And she'll move to 12 under par. Starting the 14th hole. Okay, a friendly bounce there, and that will make its way onto the putting surface.
This one measures out to 15 feet.
Yeah, not quite enough pace, but that's pretty good. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And she'll hold steady at 12 under par. Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity.
It's going to be up the left-hand side. Boy, she just seems to be on autopilot right about now. That, another good drive off the tee.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club. I really like her golf swing, and that's another good shot. She should be happy with that one.
Down to Iona. This for birdie.
Well, they often say it's the toughest putt in golf. There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
Yeah, that's a pretty good putt. Just a little bit off the mark. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And her score's going to stay right where it is. We begin the finishing stretch here at Lighthouse Point with the downhill 241-yard par 3 16th, bunker in the back, but open access to the pin. Otherwise, fun hole here. That is straight into the thick stuff. The tee shot left her here on the par 3. Now a long one for her second.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green.
Okay, not a bad recovery from out of the sand, and a chance, maybe, to limit the damage to one drop shot. Yeah, that's well done, though it is for bogey here at the par 3, and that will not help the cause.
Now at the 17th, and Frank a chance to make a birdie. Who knows, with a couple of huge pokes, you could make eagle 3. This is a pretty stout hole at a little bit more than 600 yards.
It is, especially if that breeze comes off the water into your face. But normally you're protected here because the hills on the left will block that breeze. Bunkers all the way down the right side, you can see that. But yeah, you're right, 2 big hits, and you might just reach this par 5 and 2. Birdie, perhaps even eagle on a good day.
You can't drive it much better than that. That's the quick pickup of the tee right down the middle.
This par 5 green is well protected. That's 2 good shots, but that bunker's there for a reason. Now, with some nifty sand play, we're looking at 4.
Yeah, big explosion. Got it to stop quickly, and that will be a birdie opportunity coming up. Nicely done. Birdie finished off here at 17, and she'll get a stroke back.
Frank, it's been quite a journey to this point, but here we are, the 18th hole at Lighthouse Point.
It looks like a dogleg left, or it should play like a dogleg left. You might stand on that tee and think that you can take the direct line.
You can't get there from here, can you?
Good old Maine terminology there. So the goal really is to somehow find that fairway down the right. And, of course, it all depends on how far you fly that tee shot on the line you take. From there on in, just a short iron and maybe a chance to get another birdie and finish with a smile on your face. I guess it got the 90% air bit. That ball actually went through that tree.
From the fairway, Noda, her second coming up.
115 yards left. Have to calculate the wind coming from right to left.
And that one going to be okay, although it does finish just off the green. Nah, that's going to wander off to the right and leave maybe 2-3 feet coming back. Okay, so that will wind up a par at the last. And that will go down as a final round 69. So, Frank, this a solid week of golf, you'd have to say. They stuck around on the outskirts of contention, and ultimately it'll be a top 20 finish.
Yeah, I think it's a good chance to have a little deep dive into the stats. Driving accuracy, is it not long enough? Maybe a few greens there and here and there missed.
EA Sports is proud to present continuing coverage of the world of golf. Today, we bring you coverage from this opening round. What might we have in store for us over the course of these next 4 days? We've got big names, we've got dark horses, we've got it all as we look at the leaderboard on this Thursday. On top, it's Tony Finau. He's already at 9 under par. Well, here we are at the par 4 first. It is a dog leg to the right, just slightly, a little bit more than 400 yards. And this is one of the most spectacular golf, certainly one of the coolest. He built the golf course here in the Dominican Republic, that the dangerous coral off. That is so well done, just generating so much torque through the swing, high launch angle. That was just about perfect. Second shot, good look at the green. Eight-foot putt here. Good concentration there to save her par. And she's going to hold on here at even par. This second hole is a good chance to get an early birdie on the board, provided you hit a good tee shot. 275-yard poke covers that trouble on the left. If you do that, you have a nice angle into this green and a chance to make a three. That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done.
Really, it's a waste after that tee shot. Just very average approach.
A birdie try on the second green, and with that, we welcome four-time winner on the PGA Tour, Nota Begay.
Not a ton in this, but you have to hit it firm.
Okay, didn't quite get it there, but that's a decent effort. That's a good putt there to save her par. And she'll remain at even par. Well, this third hole is another good scoring opportunity. Par 5 and just a little bit more than 500 yards, so not terribly long. It is obviously reachable in 2, and it is also your first real ocean view of the round. You're going to enjoy it even more if you make that birdie or eagle. This starting toward the right side. Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot. Great touch. It certainly guarantees a birdie.
Yeah, no sweat. It is a birdie here at the third. This is a good par 4 right here. 500 yards thereabouts, and you can see the ocean on your right. And that's a theme throughout the day. You want to see the ocean. You want to enjoy the ocean. You don't want to be in the ocean, at least while you're playing this round.
Inexcusable.
Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4. And she'll stay 1 under for the tournament.
Now to the first par 3 of the round, the 5th. Part 17th hole at Pebble Beach, part Troon postage stamp. You think about the Open Championship in Scotland. Short iron, flip wedge over a beach. Anything on the green. It's a small green. Is a birdie chance.
Boy, that ball got caught in the breeze, and it was just along for the ride. Much too firm there.
Looking now at her second to this par 3.
Oh, how about the touch right there? Very well done.
Hard to do much better than that. It was nearly perfect.
That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. And she'll remain at 1 under par.
Here's another outstanding par for the 6th hole. It's about 500 yards. Familiar view. This is one hugging the coastline, and it's going to hug it, and hopefully you're going to hug it and love it for the rest of this front 9.
Oh, that was a beautiful golf swing right there. Everything working in harmony, and a great result in the fairway.
Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway.
A little long, as we can see, and a little to the right, but it's still makeable if you hit a good one.
Now this for birdie.
And not a particularly demanding putt here. Maybe slightly down an incline, but it is dead straight.
Nicely read there. It is a par here at the 6th. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
You know, par 3 like this, the 7th, when you stand on the tee box, first thing you want to do is just look around and appreciate exactly where you are, because there aren't many places like it in the world. The next thing you want to do is focus on the task at hand. And this one, it's a challenge.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now a second to this par 3. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
Here we are at the par 4 8th. It's just over 400 yards, but it isn't so much about the number on the card. It is about the breathtaking view and the shot you're going to have to hit over the Caribbean. Up ahead, just off the green, is the famous Pete Dye plaque. It says, quote, "Bury me in a pot bunker."
And that ball absolutely walloped. That is a big drive there. Okay, a little left to do, but safely on the green. Look here at birdie.
And this is when you'd expect to make more often than not. Not too much undulation, maybe just a slight move to the right.
Oh, the pace perfect on that one. It's in for birdie.
Good way to finish this front nine with a demanding par 5. It's about 600 yards. You can see the clubhouse in the distance. Two good pokes, and you could be making the turn with an eagle on the card. I'll tell you what, that swing absolutely perfect. And a good result as well. All right, I know it's not the highlight shot, getting home on the par 5 and 2, but maybe it's a smart shot. A 6-footer now for birdie. Yep, that's nicely done. It's a birdie here at the 9th. Starting this backside with a relatively gentle par 4. The 10th is about 400 yards, and this is where we start inland, but don't worry, we're going to get you back out toward that Caribbean in just a few holes. Boy, a good round going here on this Thursday, and that another fine effort off the tee. Now this, for birdie at 10.
And this is one where you just got to keep the hand steady and the wrist quiet, making sure you get it started on line.
Oh no, that never had a chance. Okay, that one finished off for a par. And she's going to stay at -3. Here's another pretty big par 5. In fact, the second 600-yardish in the last 3 holes. And like the other par 5s here, chance at an eagle if you hit a big drive. That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well.
really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly. Another excellent shot from around the green.
You bet. A birdie here at the 11th.
This par 4 12th is pretty straightforward, a bit under 500. It's just all about airing out the big stick. Good poke here, sets you up for a second shot. You'd be happy to walk out with a 4, but a couple of good ones, and maybe it's birdie.
Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're going to see. Second shot coming up, just 97 yards left to the flagstick.
I'm not quite sure that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
This now for birdie at 12.
And this is one where you just got to keep the hand steady and the wrist quiet, making sure you get it started on line.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. That one safely in, and it's a par here at 12. And she'll remain at 4 under par.
This is the first par 3 on the back. It is not as visually stunning maybe as some of the other par 3s, but it is challenging. You need to be accurate with your tee shot here. You can see it's almost an island with that bunkering around the green. Okay, not taking any chances there. A good, safe play in the middle portion of the green. Call that so-so. I think you'd hope to get that a little closer.
Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
14th is a pretty short par 5. This is a good chance to put a 4, maybe even a 3 on the card as you head into the teeth. I'm about to say the teeth of this back 9. Teeth of the dog, right? Some of the great holes are up ahead. That is so well done, just generating so much torque through the swing, high launch angle. That was just about perfect. Oh, this could be good. Got every bit of that, threw it all the way there, and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. Oh, yeah, that's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3. Superb. This 15th is kind of a simple, relatively short par 4. It's just a bit under 400 yards. Back on the ocean, this time with the water on your right. That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done. Now this for another birdie. Yes, never in doubt. It's a birdie here at 15. Now we're into this finishing stretch here, this famous par 3 16th hole. If you're a player, I know you are, this is the kind of challenge you want. This tee box, this hole, that ocean right there. Can you handle it? Let's see what you got. Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Okay, didn't want to let that one get away. It is a par here at 16, and she'll remain at 7 under. This golf course just doesn't quit, does it? More magnificent views of the ocean on the right, and this, the 17th, is the toughest hole on the backside. Ooh, some big drives today. That might be the biggest of the bunch. Nothing to it. Very well judged there. Chance now for another birdie. Oh, finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17. Now the finishing hole. It's not as scenic as some of the ones we just played, but it is nearly as famous because this used to be an airport runway. Let's see if you can bring one in smooth here to the clubhouse. And that ball absolutely walloped. That is a big drive there. Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway. This one looks right on point.
It was a good shot coming in here. I know it's a little long, but still inside that 10-foot circle is always good and even money, really, to make birdie.
Now this for another birdie. Yeah, that's how to end it. Back-to-back birdies at 17 and 18. And that is as good an opening round as you're going to see. It'll be a 63 here in round one. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports is proud to present continuing coverage of the world of golf. Today, we bring you coverage of the second round. Well, if we see more of what we witnessed yesterday, we're in for a heck of a battle these next 3 days as we show you the current leaderboard here on this Friday. We've got a tie at the very top at 9 under par. Included among them is our featured golfer, who we'll be following intently throughout the round. That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well. Okay, on the green, but it's going to leave a putt that will get your attention. 13 feet away. Slow down. Okay, that'll run about 4 feet by. Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And she'll remain at 9 under. So this second hole is just under 400 yards, par 4. You see that bunker, the natural area to the left. That's the trouble. 275-yard drive, though. You know you have that. It'll cover it. Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. That'll do just fine. Just 6 feet left for the birdie. That is so close, just a little bit more. That finished off for par here at the second, and she'll remain one shot off the lead. Yeah, this is a nice par 5 early in the round. This third hole, just a little bit more than 500 yards, so it's not overly long. Also, you get the nice view of the Caribbean in the distance, those blue waters. You're looking to stay deep in red, though. Get a birdie or eagle here, and you're on your way. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. That is a marvelous shot. Look at that, Frankie. You know, sometimes on a par 5, you're happy to just be home. Maybe 50, 60 feet away, you take your 2 putts and move on. Here, you're thinking about eagle, getting out of there with a 3.
Yeah, just imagine if he can roll this one in. What a well-played hole it will be.
Oh, yeah, that's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3. Superb. Here at the fourth gets a little bit longer. This par 4 is almost 500 yards, so nearly the same length as the third, which was a par 5. You see the palm trees, ocean on your right, and that's a familiar theme throughout this round. There's a tough hole. Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're going to see. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay the third.
She's left herself with 117 yards, pinned just on the front edge.
Really nothing wrong with that approach shot. Just a little shy of where you'd like to finish up, but still one good putt, maybe a birdie.
Yeah, that's a well-played hole. It's a birdie here at 4. And she'll move to 12 under par. And now our first par 3 of the day, the 5th. So good mix of holes to start the round. You see the ocean on the left, and the green looks tiny sitting next to that Caribbean. It is a really small target here. This is an excellent challenge. Okay, that one's dancing. It's about a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Yes, a good read. It's a birdie here at 5. And she'll get it to 13 under. Yeah, this is where the golf course really opens up, and you can feel the breadth of the beauty of where you are. Teeth of the Dog on the coastline of the Dominican Republic. This 6th hole, it's a good par 4. It's around 500 yards. That is so well done, just generating so much torque through the swing, high launch angle. That was just about perfect. This Nota, her 2nd from the fairway.
118 left to the hole, coming off a birdie on the previous, looking for 2 in a row.
Well, the ball is on the green. That's about all I can say with that. With a short wedge in hand, you'd expect that certainly be much closer than that.
Yeah, that's a little more uphill than you think, and that's going to come up a bit short. Okay, that's good putt. It is in to save par. And the lead's going to remain 2. Now to the 2nd par 3 on the front, the 7th, and this is the one. It's the hole that put Teeth of the Dog on the map. You can see the Caribbean on your left, and you understand just why. This is special. That one safely on the putting surface.
12 feet.
Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And this will remain a 3-shot lead. Visual hits just keep coming, don't they? Now to the 8th. This par 4 is just over 400 yards. Breathtaking tee shot over the Caribbean. Here we are at the par 4 8th. It's just over 400 yards, but it isn't so much about the number on the card. It is about the breathtaking view and the shot you're going to have to hit over the Caribbean. Up ahead, just off the green, is the famous Pete Dye plaque. It says, quote, "Bury me in a..." That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done. And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And she's going to stay at 13 under. Well, right about now, after the holes you just played, you're saying, wow, that was something to see. You're going to feel even better if you can walk off this challenging par 5 ninth, about 600 yards, with a birdie or eagle. The rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Well, had the distance right, just a little bit offline to the left.
And a little bit left, too, with this third shot.
This will slide a bit right. It's for birdie. Nothing to it. Well done. It's a birdie here at the 9th. Now, as we begin this second 9, you can put the phone away. You're not going to be snapping as many pictures, at least for the first few holes. Doesn't mean it isn't challenging. It's plenty. We're going to head inland. First few holes on this backside, starting with a relatively easy par 4. The 10th is about 400 yards. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. Chance now for another birdie. Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. So that's in for par to start this backside. And she'll remain at minus 14. Not a ton of nuance here at this almost a 600-yard par 5. In fact, the second and the last 3 holes. Let's just blast away here. 2 good pokes, and you'll have a chance to get out of here with a 4. If they're really good shots, maybe even a 3.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. What a good shot that is. Home and 2 on the par 5. Remember, made eagle earlier in the round, Frank. Now maybe a chance for a second.
I know we can't call it a double eagle, but talk about aggression in these par 5s. Way to stand up there and just hit the shot.
Now this for another birdie. Okay, that ball on line all the way. It's a birdie here at 11. And she'll move to 15 under for the tournament. This par 4 12th is pretty straightforward, a bit under 500. It's just all about airing out the big stick. Good poke here, sets you up for a second shot. You'd be happy to walk out with a 4, but a couple of good ones and maybe it's birdie.
That had to be in the rough the whole way. One more bounce back on the fairway.
Second shot forthcoming from the left side of this fairway.
I like the looks of this one.
Oh, nothing wrong with that iron shot. It's a good one. Just a little short, a little right, but still a very good place to putt from.
6 feet now for birdie. Goodness, that is too bad. That would have been a good birdie, but not to be. That one finished off. It's in for par. And she's going to hold tight at 15 under.
Here's our first par 3 on this backside. You remember just how good those par 3s on the front were. The bunkering around the green almost creates an island here. This is a solid hole requiring your best stuff on the tee.
Touch there. Beautifully done. Just like that, it's a birdie here at 13. And she'll get it to 16 under par.
Scoring opportunity right here at the 14th. It's a short par 5. It's just under 500 yards. See that long bunker running down the right side? Water further right of that. If you're accurate here, if you're sensible, good chance to get out of here with a birdie.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Now a big spot here for something good. This is a short second to the par 5.
That one had to feel good.
Yeah, struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
You take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3. Superb.
Here's another one of those holes where you just want to soak it all in. You want to stand on the tee box, stare at the Caribbean, and then you realize, you know, I have work to do. That's a lot harder hitting that tee shot than it is staring at those beautiful blue waters. was flirting with disaster the whole way, and it's going to wind up hopping into the bunker. Some green to work with as he'll try and lift this one out. Just too tough to control out of the sand. That one unable to hold the green. It'll run off into the short stuff. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And that's going to keep this large lead right where it is. Well, here it is. This is one of the most famous par 3s in the world. The 16th here at Teeth of the Dog. This is a tee box where really you just want to drop a bag of balls, 50, 60 balls, and just have at it. You only get one. Let's see what you do with it. Yeah, that one came in a little hot. It's safely on, but it'll be a long look coming up. Chance now for another birdie. You might like this one. You might really like it. Oh, my goodness. That is not fair at all. What a putt from that distance. That did everything but go in the hole. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16. And that's going to keep her at 18 under par. Almost as magnificent as that par 3 16th, the par 4 17th. It's one hole after the next here, and this is one of those where your buddies are going to ask you after the round, hey, what'd you do at 17? Let's see if you have the answer. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. So after the big drive, this a short approach to the par 4. All right, that's a board, but a lot of green between ball and hole. Here we go. This one for birdie. that's a good putt from there. A little short, but not too bad.
Yeah, that's a good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And their score's going to stay right where it is.
Now the finishing hole here at Teeth of the Dog, Casa de Campo, one of the strangest golf holes you will see, complete with a runway going right through it. A siren would go off when a plane was approaching, up until 1999, that is, when the runway was closed. Yeah, this used to be a landing strip.
Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. From the fairway, Nota, her second coming up.
152 to the hole. Pin is in the far back portion of this green.
It was a good shot coming in here. I know it's a little long, but still inside that 10-foot circle is always good and even money, really, to make birdie.
Oh, I thought that was going. So a bit of a letdown here at 18, but it is a par. And that is going to be a superb second round score of 63. Wow. So another look at the leaderboard, and you'll almost do a double take, Frank. Our featured golfer